How to guarantee that you never go broke, right? I'm gonna ask y'all some questions. So do me a favor, y'all participate. What's up, Barbados? Y'all participate with me as I ask y'all questions. It's gonna help gauge the conversation and help us, go in the right direction. And then as I go through each one of these, I'm gonna slide to my right so that y'all can go ahead and screenshot as well. Okay. So listen. This is how we gonna guarantee that we never go broke, y'all. I don't know why nobody talks about this. I don't know why this stuff is not taught in school. It's basic, but it's not common sense, or it's not common knowledge for people to understand and people to know, because we just don't talk about money. We don't learn about money. It's not taught in school, and they definitely don't teach you how to manage money in school, because it's like they just want all of us to be broke, and I'm not with that. So I'm big on putting out the information. I'm big on giving y'all the game. And especially with what's helping me out, I'm going to give it to y'all so that, you can also get help and, get in a better position, just like me. That's what I believe in. I believe in putting out the information, helping y'all, helping y'all understand what to do. And then, of course, me being a coach, I'm there to guide and coach y'all every step of the way, give you the guidance that you need, and be that, that helping hand, that accountability to get you to that next step. So I don't know why they don't teach this in school, but here's how we guarantee that we never gonna go broke, y'all. So number one, the first thing that we gonna do is we gonna make sure that we always making money. All right. So this is no bueno, Poppy. Thank you for getting the book. I appreciate that so much. This is what we gonna do. So when we get out into the workforce, right? When we start managing our money, when we start getting that job, when we start doing our side hustles, when we start doing all these things, okay? We need to understand that no matter what it is that we're doing, in order to keep the boat going, in order to keep living the life that you want to live, in order to keep having the same lifestyle and, doing the things that you want and being able to buy things that you want and being able to live where you want to and go where you want to, we have to always be making money. Okay. So here's what I mean by that. So, of course, need that shirt. I appreciate you. You can get it inside our group. You can get the shirt inside the group. So here's what I mean by that. No matter what it is. So it can be a job. That's one of the easiest, simplest ways for us to be making money. Okay. But when we first start getting good and start, managing our finances, this is what we need to do. We need to be making some kind of money. And I know right now the stigma around jobs is like, don't have a job, open a business. But if you can't do that right now, if you can't afford to have a business, or you're not in a position to be able to have a business and a profitable business right now, then you need to get a job. Okay. Nothing is wrong with a 9-to-5 at all. Okay. Nothing is wrong with being financially stable and being financially secure as far as earning, getting a paycheck every other week or every week or however you get paid. Nothing is wrong with that. What's up, John? What's going on? Appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. But nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong with that. Okay. We need to be making income. We need to be having some cash flow, because that's the most important thing that's going to fuel our vehicle, our car. It's going to fuel us. It's going to fuel our whole financial system. Because if we're not making no money, then that is the first sign that we're going to go broke. Okay. So that's the first thing. At a basic level, it could just be a job. Okay. The thing about this job, okay, as we, transition, as we go on, is we want to make sure that this job is flexible. So it's something that doesn't take up a whole bunch of our time, because we still want to have a work-life balance. We still want to be able to have a creative space and a creative mind and a mind to create and do things that we want to do. Okay. We want to make sure that this job is able to provide stability for us, at least, right? Plus some, all right, plus be able to give us a little wiggle room to do other things that we need to handle when it comes to our finances. And I'm going to get to that at number 2. All right. So those are the 2 things that we need to make sure that we have when it comes to our job. Don't invest in work insurance. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Okay. But we need to have a job to cover the basics, to make sure that we making money. Okay. Part 2 to this, or the next level to this, is your business or your side hustle. Okay. If you can have both to start off, that's great. If you can have both to start off, that's great. Or you can just have both in general. That's also great. But you need to have at least a job to be making money. You need to have some cash flow coming in. Okay, we can't be having nothing coming in. It's not going to work. But to add a side hustle or to add a business, okay, that we can turn into something profitable, that can turn into something that's going to pay us down the line, right? So that we can also, have something that's more passive without us having to be there. That's going to send some money our way. Then that's also going to ensure that we don't go broke. Okay. So number one is mainly about having that cash flow, that income coming in, so that you can stay afloat, so that you can keep going, so that you can keep reaching the goals that you want to achieve, so that there's no hiccups and nothing that gets in your way. Okay. So do y'all understand number one? Do y'all understand number one? Always be making money. Always be making money. Okay. That's number one. Let me give y'all a quick tip too. Let me give y'all a quick tip about always be making money. So if you, especially on the business side, let's talk about business real quick, right? And let's talk about your side hustle. This is a gem, y'all. I'm dropping a gem, and I actually was gonna make this an ebook, but I'm just giving it out there too. But here's the gem. If y'all don't get nothing else from number one, get this. If you have a side hustle, if you have a business that you want to do, okay, one of the best business model, or I believe the best business model there is today. I hope y'all listening. One of the best business models that there is today is to give people the information. So put out the information. That's number one. But number two, make them pay for how to implement that information. Okay? So you want to give education and information for free. So basically, tell everybody everything that you know, right? Teach everybody everything that you know. But charge them or make them pay for how to implement it. Does that make sense? That's a gem. I hope y'all got that. Okay? So give away the information. Sell the implementation. Give away the information. Sell the implementation. Y'all got it? That's a tip. That's a key. That's a major gem that you need to take away from that. All right, so let's get to number two. So I'm gonna step to the side. If y'all learning something so far, double tap. If y'all learning something so far, double tap. Let's get this thing to 4,000 likes, and then I'm gonna get to number two. I'm gonna slide to my right so that y'all can take a screenshot. All right, y'all go ahead and take this screenshot so that we can get to number two. Yeah, the gem is the gem. It's the gem for a reason. Right? Give out the information for free. Sell the implementation. Tara, thank you for joining the Discord. Thank y'all so much. Let's get it to 4,000 likes, y'all. Let's get it to 4,000 likes. I'm going to give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, we here. Make sure y'all join the community at the link in the bio. Make sure you get my ebook, $15. Only while I'm live, $27 after the live. Exactly. Know the information, but if you can't apply it, it's just information. Absolutely. So you gotta make them pay for the implementation. You gotta make them pay for the how. Okay, teach them the what, make them pay for the how. So number two, start with a simple plan to save and invest at least 10 to 15% of your income. Start with a simple plan to save and invest at least 10 to 15% of your income. By the way, if you didn't get this screenshot, it's going to be inside of our group. So make sure you join our group. I'm going to drop it inside there. Or actually, it's already inside the group. All right. So make sure you join our group to get this screenshot without having to wait for me to move out the way. Okay. But start with a simple plan to save and invest at least 10 to 15% of your income. Okay. Why do I say that? Here's the thing. Here's what's so key about number two. When you do number two, when you save and invest, number one, saving. Saving is about liquidity. Saving is about the present. Saving is about right now. Saving is about giving you options. Saving is about opening up the doors for you to do more of the things that you want to do. That's what saving is for. Okay, so it's for the right now. It's for present. It's for, getting you through those emergency situations, right? It's for helping you take advantage of different opportunities that's going on right now in the present. So we need to do that so that we can, number one, have access to money now when we need it. Does that make sense? Okay, we need to save 10 to 15% of our money because, number one, we need to have access and liquidity right now to take advantage of opportunities to do more of the things that we want to do and open up the doors to more options. Do y'all get that? Do y'all understand why saving is important? Okay, now you don't need to save, okay, all like for forever. Okay, unless you want to, right? It's up to you. It's your personal, your personal game plan, your personal finances. But for me, right, I only save 6 to 12 months of my expenses. Okay, 6 to 12 months of my expenses. That's all I need to save. Okay, that's all that I'm saving. Why? Because inflation is through the roof. Every single dollar that I'm saving is more than likely not beating inflation. So I'm really losing value on that money unless I put it somewhere where it's going to earn more than, inflation. Okay. But that liquidity is important because, again, like I said, we need that liquidity now for the present, for emergencies, for opportunities, and to give ourselves some options. Okay. So that needs to be the first part of the save and invest part. Saving 6 to 12 months of expenses, that money saved up so that you can have that now for the present in this present day. Now let's get to investing. Yes, inflation, the gas price is going crazy with inflation. Let's get to investing. Investing, okay, you can save and invest at the same time. Okay, investing should definitely be a part of your saving plan. But investing, you need to be investing so that you can have access to money in the future. Okay, because remember, we're talking about never going broke. All right, so I want y'all to understand why I did these in this order so that you can understand how we're never going to go broke, how we never going to have to ask people for money, how we're going to position ourselves to win long term. Okay, so we have the savings is for the now, the savings is for the present, the savings is for the opportunities that happen right now as we speak, like the everyday things, the emergencies that pop up. The investments are for your future. The investments are for your future, right? So you can have money for the future. So you can have access to money in the future, whether that be for retirement or anything that pops up. Okay? We need to have money for our future, and not only have money for our future, but we need to have money that's beating inflation in the future as well. So we need to invest that. So how many of y'all want to know where should we invest? What should we invest in? What type of things should we be putting our money in so that we can invest in order to have money in the future and beat inflation in the future? Okay, it's real simple. Let me know in the chat. Yes or no, if you want to know what to invest in. All right. And so that you can get that type of return or get those investments that beat inflation, right? So that you can have access to that money in the future. Okay. And this is real simple, y'all. This is the basics. I'm not going to go into too much depth because there's a whole bunch of different assets and things that you can invest in. Okay. But I'm going to keep it on a very basic level. Okay. So as far as savings, putting our money into savings, that should be in a high yield savings account, or you can stake stable coins or crypto. Okay. That's a whole nother lesson that I could talk about a whole nother time. So the savings should be in the high yield savings account, or it can be staking crypto. Okay. Two very great places. Okay. If you stake crypto, that's definitely going to at least, go with the rate of inflation, at least right now. Right. But over the long run, it's definitely going to beat inflation when you stake crypto and stake stable coins. OK, depending on which one that you get into, depending on the rate that you have. OK, high yield savings accounts, they're averaging about 0.5% right now. But, as interest rates rise, they'll probably go back up. Hopefully they do. Right. You'll be able to get a little bit more on your money, and you'll be able to at least keep up with inflation, which is about 2 to 3% per year, depending on what kind of high yield savings account to get in. Okay. Now with the investing. Okay. Investing your money, 10 to 15% of your money, of your income, should be invested into, at the beginner level, your Roth IRA. How many of y'all know what a Roth IRA is? Yes or no in the comments. How many of you know what a Roth IRA is? Yes or no in the comments. Okay. I see some yeses. I see some nos. Yeses. Retirement account. Boom. So for the no's, because I do see some no's. All right. So for the no's, what's up, Gwen? For the no's, okay, a Roth IRA is an individual retirement account that allows you to invest your money, and it grows completely tax-free. Okay, that's what a Roth IRA is. So what happens is you invest into this account, you contribute after-tax dollars to this account. It grows completely tax-free after 59 and a half, after 59 and a half, you're able to get this money completely tax-free. No taxes, no penalties, no none of that. So essentially what you can do is you can invest into this Roth IRA for the long term, over the long run, okay? And be able to live off that money in retirement completely tax-free. So you won't have to pay taxes on that money. Okay, so that's what a Roth IRA is. So real quick, the requirements, you need to be making, you cannot make more than $144,000 in 2022. Okay. And the limit is $6,000 per year. So you can invest up to $6,000 per year if you're under 50 and $7,000 per year if you're over 50 for the Roth IRA. Okay. So, that's pretty much it. As long as you make an income, which we already got squared away with number one, as long as you make less than 144,000, and even if you make over 140,000, there is a way to invest in the Roth IRA, but that's a whole nother class. That's a whole nother lesson. Okay. And as long as you're making some income, okay, you can invest into a Roth IRA. All right. So that's the long-term account. That's what you should be investing in the long run to be able to beat inflation. Inside of that Roth IRA, you should invest into on a basic level. Okay. I can't tell you what to invest in. I can tell you what I'm investing in, but I could, suggest you take a look at the S&P 500, which is an index that tracks the top 500 companies in the U.S. Okay. It's averaged over 10% over the last 100 years. So if you invest into that until retirement, you're going to be good. All right. So that's one of the best basic accounts that you can invest in. Of course, there's other things like crypto, there's real estate, there's art, there's a whole bunch of other things. There's gold, commodities, all that type of stuff that you can invest in. But on a basic level, that's where everybody should start first. All right. For y'all that's asking questions, and I see you, John. For y'all that's asking questions, make sure you put your question in the Q&A box. That way I can get to it at the end and make sure I answer all of it. But if your income exceeds that 140,000, what you'll need to do, if you still want to contribute to the Roth IRA or still invest to the Roth IRA, you can do what's called the backdoor Roth, where you contribute to a traditional IRA. Don't invest, right? Don't invest. Just add the money, right? Contribute to the traditional IRA, then convert it to a Roth IRA so that you can be qualified to invest to the Roth IRA. All right, so go to the IRS website. They have a whole blog about that. So go to the IRS website if you have questions about the Roth IRA if you make more than 140,000. Okay, or 144,000 for 2022. So we're going to save for the present, and then we're going to invest for the future. We need money today, and then we need money in the future. That way we never go broke. All right. So you can get a Roth IRA at the link in my bio as well. That is with M1 Finance. It's my favorite. It's the best one in my opinion because it lets you automate your investing. If you need help, just let me know. But the link is in the bio to get set up with M1 Finance so that you can open up your Roth IRA. All right. So let me step to the side. We're gonna move on to number 3. And then I'm gonna let y'all screenshot, and then we'll move on to number 3. All right. So go ahead and screenshot if you want. I'm gonna give y'all 10 seconds. Make sure y'all join our free community. That's at the link in the bio. Okay, we do savings challenges. We have a 26-week savings challenge. and a 10K and a 100 days savings challenge. We have about 30 days left on that already. So it's a lot of people in there that's saving and investing money, a lot of money, and reaching their financial goals. I also drop all of this stuff inside of the group so that you'll be able to get access to it without having to take a screenshot. But the group is the best place to ask me questions when I'm not live. That way, you're able to get your questions answered. All right. So double tap if you're learning something. Let's get it to 6,000 likes, y'all. Double tap if you're learning something. Let's get it to 6,000 likes. Can you make more than one Roth IRA, for example, with different companies? No. So yes, you can, but you just cannot go over the limit. You can, but you just can't go over the limit. The limit is 6,000 per year if you're under 50. So if you have 2 Roth IRAs, you cannot contribute 6,000 to both. You can contribute 6,000 total, but you can't contribute 6,000 to both. That's not how it works. The IRS gonna come after you. They're gonna be looking for you. All right. So let's get it to 6,000 likes, and then we'll get to number 3, which is leverage the bank's money, not your own. Okay. On a basic level, y'all gonna understand this. This is what I talk about inside my ebook. Okay, the method that I use, I talk about it inside my ebook. So make sure if you want an in-depth, you grab my ebook. Again, that's $15 only on the live, and then it's $27 once the live is over. So if you want to grab it, go ahead and grab it right now and take advantage of that discount. All right, so let's get to 6,000 likes. We almost there. We have 5.4 likes. Let's get to 6,000. And then I'll talk about number 3, how to leverage the bank's money, not your own. How to leverage the bank's money, not your own. Not your own on a very basic level. So everything that I talk about, right? I want to simplify it so that we can take action. Okay? So that we can take action. A lot of the times, a lot of things are overcomplicated. And I think that happens on purpose, so that we can have what's called analysis paralysis, and we don't do anything with the information. So my goal is to simplify the information so that you can take action, so that you can execute and get the ball rolling. Because you only learn, the best way that you learn is by getting into the game. You don't learn by sitting on the sidelines. You don't understand how this works. You don't understand how the game go if you're just sitting on the sidelines. We got to be in it. We got to be in it to win it. We got to be actually invested. We got to have both feet in. We can't have one foot in and one foot out. We got to have both feet into the game, get into the game on a basic level. Then as our financial literacy increases, we can start doing more of the intermediate to advanced stuff that's going on in the financial world. Because it's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of other things that you can get access to. But only once you understand the basics can you really flip what you got going on. Can you really turn your whole situation around after the basic information? But we got to get in the game, y'all. We got to get in the game. All right. So we just hit 6,000. Appreciate y'all for the 6,000 likes. Thank y'all so much. Double tap, share this with somebody that you love. All right. So let's talk about number 3, leverage the bank's money, not your own. So I talk about this inside of the ebook. This is, one of my favorite ways to manage money, to take advantage of, the bank's money. And on a basic level, okay, is basically using a credit card to fund your lifestyle, to put all the liability on the bank. So when you're using a credit card, you're using the bank's money. I want y'all to understand that. When you use a credit card, you're using the bank's money. Okay? You're leveraging the bank's money for, those 30 days, however long that statement cycle is, to fund your lifestyle. Okay? That does a lot of stuff for you. That benefits you a lot, especially if you use the credit card the right way. So, for example, I call this system the swipe stripes method inside of the ebook, where you use a credit card to pay for all your monthly expenses, and then you get cash back. All right, you get cash back, you get rewards. Okay, you increase your credit score, and you also only have to worry about one due date. Okay, whenever you're using a credit card. That credit card gives you access to the bank's money that you're using, okay, so that you can go and do other things with your money for those 30 days, right? And this is more advanced, But basically what you can do is you can use you can use that credit card for 30 days or however long the cycle is for 30 days. You can go out, take your money, and if you know what you're doing, you can flip that money, right? You can invest that money. You can turn that money into something instead of having to buy it or use that money at the time that you're buying things, right? Because throughout the month, what most people do, how many of you use your debit card? Yes or no in the comments. How many of you use your debit card? Debit card. Okay, how many of y'all use a debit card? Because what we do is we usually swipe our debit card for our everyday purchases, for everything that we buy and stuff of that nature. Okay? Our debit card gives us all the liability. Okay? If somebody steals our debit card, if somebody takes money off of our card, right? Any of that stuff happens, all the liability is on us. And in most cases, it's going to take, it's going to be a lot harder to resolve the issue with a debit card than it would be with a credit card because you're using the bank's money, right? But when you spend your money on everyday expenses and bills using your debit card, what happens is you no longer have access to that money. That money leaves your bank account immediately. Versus if you do not use the debit card, you keep that money in there, or you go and invest the money that you have, right? And you flip it, or you go make a return on that money. Okay, you can then use the credit card to pay for your everyday bills and expenses over that time frame, right? Over that 30-day cycle, over that statement cycle, right? Go do other things with your money that you have in your bank account. And then once the 30 days is up, pay off the card. So what's going to happen when you do that, especially if you're using a cash back card or rewards card, is essentially you're going to get paid or get money back for buying things that you were already going to spend money on anyway. Okay. Plus, you're going to be able to increase your credit score, because what's happening is you're making the payments on that credit card on time, and your utilization is also going to be low because you are paying that off every single billing cycle on time by the statement date. Okay. So I don't get it. I'm gonna explain this some more. I'll explain it some more. I'm gonna turn it back around. But by using that credit card, all right, and then paying it off on time, and then having your credit utilization low by paying it off every month, okay, that's going to increase your credit score. So here's how it works. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. So let's say your bills and expenses come out to $3,000 per month. Okay, your bills and expenses comes out to $3,000 per month. You make let's just say you make $5,000 per month. Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep $3,000 for the bills and expenses in your bank account. Again, we're talking about how to never go broke, y'all. I'm trying to break it down. I'm trying to keep you liquid. I'm trying to keep money in your hands. Okay, you're gonna keep that $3,000 in your bank account, in your checking. Okay, and don't touch it. Okay, so I always say throw away your debit card, get rid of your debit card, because once you learn this strategy, you won't need it anymore. But basically, you're going to get rid of your debit card. Do not use the money that's in the account, because you need that money to pay off the credit card. So instead of using your debit card, okay, you're going to keep that money inside your checking. So $3,000 is essentially going to show up in your checking account over that month, because you're getting paid from number one, right? That's going to show up in your checking account. Then you're going to take your credit card, a cashback or rewards credit card. You're going to use that card to pay for your bills and expenses, which is like $3,000 per month, instead of using your debit card. Okay. When you use your credit card, you're using the bank's money instead of your own. So you're borrowing their money for the time being. What you can do with the money that's in the bank, okay, if you know what you're doing, you can go out and invest it if you want to, get a return, right? Or you can just keep it in there and just receive the cash back rewards points that you get for using the credit card. And then for paying for those bills and expenses that you do every single month, and for using a cashback / rewards card, you're going to get points. You're going to get rewards. You're going to get cash back that can go into your bank account, or that you can use to pay off the balance, or that you can use for free gifts and flights and other things like that. So you're essentially using the credit card to help you pay for your everyday expenses every month, okay, to give you access to cash back, free flights, rewards, things of that nature. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So on a very basic level, now there's higher levels to this. There's other levels to this, but that's at a very basic level. You can start using the credit card to leverage the bank's money. That way you're using their money first before you use yours. Because here's what happens. If they make a mistake, like if you get charged or something, or there's like a big mistake on the credit card, 99% of the time, if it's truly a mistake, the bank is going to cover that balance. And then you'll probably you won't have to pay that statement off for that month because it was a mistake or something like that, right? That's just an example of the liability falling on the bank versus you. Because if you were using a debit card and there was a mistake, you have to go through all this stuff and, all this verification and things like that to be able to get your money back for using the debit card. Versus using the bank's money, you won't have to go through that. You put in a request. You say, hey, somebody stole my card or somebody stole my information. You verify, what on that statement is not yours, and you get all that off. Okay. If it's a big mistake, then you probably won't even have to pay for that statement for that month. So that's just an example of how the liability falls on the bank, and you can leverage the bank's money, right, to use their money before you use yours. And you can also get a bunch of benefits like the cashback rewards, like only having to, deal with one due date instead of worrying about all your bills due on the 15th, due on the 1st, due on the 2nd, due on the 30th, right? Instead of having to worry about that, you only got to worry about one due date on the card. And then you can increase your credit score if you use the credit card right, by paying it on time every single month, and having a low credit utilization by paying it down or paying the balance off every single month. Okay, so that's number 3, y'all. That's number 3. Leverage the bank's money, not your own, at a basic level. Who needs a screenshot? Who needs a screenshot? So when do you pay back the card if your rewards and cashback cannot cover the monthly expenses? You pay back the card by the statement date. So there's 2 dates on the credit card. There's a payment date and a statement date. The payment date is like your due date. That's when the minimum payment is due. The statement date is when your balance needs to be less than 3% of your total credit utilization. So let me explain that. Okay, you got it. Cool. So let me explain that. So your payment date is when you need to make the minimum payment so that you don't get any late payments. Your credit utilization, your statement date, that's when you need to pay down your statement balance, or your balance on the card, to less than 3%, so that you can report a good credit utilization. All right. So, for example, let's say your payment date is on the 18th, and your statement date is on the 20th. Okay. What you need to do is you need to at least make the minimum payment by the 18th, and then pay the balance off in full by the 20th, so that your credit profile is going to report a low utilization because you paid it off. And it's also going to report an on-time payment, right, because you paid it on time. Okay, so you can do that, or you can just pay the whole balance off on the payment date and then wait until after the 20th to start using the card again. Okay, so that's how it works, because the 2 most important factors when it comes to your credit score is your payment history and your credit utilization. And because we're going to be handling those 2, those are going to be the things that we take care of first. You already going to be doing that. That's going to help you increase your credit score. Okay. Those 2 things alone make up 65% of your credit profile. or of your credit score. So that's going to be able to boost your credit score. So if you're looking at, if you have credit card debt right now and your utilization is more than 30%, you definitely need to work on paying that balance down to get it below 10 to 3%. Okay? 10 to 3%, like really you want it below 3%, but if you can get it below 10%, that's a good start. But 3%, 2 thumbs up. All right? And you pay the balance off using the card in your bank account. I mean, using the money in your bank account. All right. So that's how that method works. If you want to learn more, all right, make sure you get my ebook at the link in the bio. It's $15 versus $27. Okay, I go over that. That's the method that I use to this day. Okay, I only swipe with my credit card. Like everything goes on my credit card. Also, join our free community. If you're learning something, double tap. Let's get it to 8,000 likes, y'all. Let's get it to 8,000 likes. Let's get it to 8,000 likes. I don't owe a lot, but sheesh, I will. All right, appreciate y'all. Hey, join the community. Make sure you grab the ebook. It's $15 versus $27 right now while we live. After the live, it's going to go back up to $27. Is just paying the card note good enough, or do we have to have a credit card? The credit card would be best. You need to have a credit card. You need to have some kind of revolving credit on your credit profile. That'll be best. Okay. If you're worried about the credit card, start small. Start with a secured card. That way you can only put, a certain amount. You put down a security deposit so that you can start that way, pay that off every single month, and then build it up as you go. Is it possible to have too many credit cards? No. No. As long as your utilization is low and your payment history is good, no. Okay, so let's get it to 8,000 likes, and then I'll talk about number 4. Do you recommend being on a lease for buying a car to build credit? I'd rather you get a lease than to buy a car. To build credit, I'm not sure. I'm not really big on credit. I'm not like a credit expert, but as far as like helping you with your credit, I'm not sure if the lease is going to help you. But as far as just like financial literacy, yes, leasing the car is going to be better than buying. Yeah, you need to pay the credit card before your statement due date. Before your statement date. Okay. Again, so this is how we never gonna go broke, y'all. This is how we never gonna go broke. By always making money, start saving and investing our money so we can have money now and in the future, and then leverage the bank's money with a credit card so that the liability is not on us. We're using the credit card. What's going on, G's? By using the credit card, that's what we're doing. We're leveraging the bank's money and earning rewards points, cash back, increasing our credit score, all that good stuff. All right, so let's get it to 8,000 likes, y'all. And then we're going to talk about number 4, buy things that pay for itself. Make sure you join our community. We do a lot of good stuff in the community. We have a savings challenge, a 26-week savings challenge, and a 10K and 100 days savings challenge. You saving this live? Absolutely. I am saving this live. So all my previous lives can be found on my YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on all my social medias. My Instagram and my YouTube is in my bio, in my profile. Okay, make sure you follow me there. And then most importantly, make sure you join the group. That's where everything is. That way you won't miss anything. You won't miss when I go live, when I drop new videos, all that good stuff. You won't miss nothing. Okay, when I do classes, because I do classes. Most of the time it's just for the members of my community. So if you want to do like classes where I, share my screen and I go in depth and I talk about different stuff, make sure you tap into our community. You're going to also get all these notes as well. So if you want these lists, and you want these notes, make sure you join our community. Again, it's just a lot. It's just a lot I offer in the community, and it's free. The statement closing date is your statement date. The statement closing date is your statement date. The due date is the date that you pay the minimum, that you make your minimum payment. All right. So let's get to number 4. Buy things that pay for itself. Buy things that pay for itself. Because again, okay, we don't ever want to go broke. We want to start investing. Number 1, like we said in number 2. Mac, you're welcome. Like in number 2, and we want the things that we buy to also be making us money. So what do I mean by that? You want to buy assets, not liabilities. So when we talked about the car and the lease, okay, by getting a lease, essentially what you're doing is just borrowing, you're renting, right? But none of the liability is on you. That's just like with number 3, when you use the credit card, instead of using your own money, using the bank's money, so none of the liability is on you. When you lease a car, all of that liability is on the dealership and not on you. You can return that car after that lease and don't have to worry about anything, okay? So when we buy things, what we want to do is focus on, hey, you know what? Can what I'm buying pay me? Okay, can I get an actual return from this thing that I'm buying? Now, of course, I'm not talking about, regular stuff like, your regular everyday activities and things like that, like food and stuff. Of course, food, unless you know how to cook, right? You can sell plates, you can sell your leftover food, right? It's probably not going to pay you. But what I'm talking about is assets like a computer, like a laptop, okay? Like your cell phone. What I'm using right now is my cell phone. I make majority of my money from this phone. So this phone basically pays for itself. All right. So that's what I'm trying to drive home. Majority of the things that I buy personally are things that, either I'm investing into myself or I'm buying to get a return on. Okay. Which is investing at the end of the day. So when I bought my laptop that's right here in front of me, my first thought was, how can I make money from using my laptop? How can I turn my laptop into an asset versus a liability? Okay. And this laptop has paid for itself 10 times over. This phone has paid for itself 10 times over. All right. So learning to buy things and have that mindset of how I can turn the things that I buy into things that pay me, right? That's a major key. That's a major gem. And that's how you will never go broke. I'm talking about things like investment properties. Okay, instead of buying a house, instead of your first house being like your dream house, why not buy your first house be an investment property? Why not your first house be a duplex? Why not your first house be a triplex? That way, okay, you can turn that property or that investment into cash flow, always be making money, into cash flow, okay, that can eventually pay for your dream house, okay? Why not think about it like that? Why not do that first, okay, so that you can set yourself up to let your assets, the things that you buy, pay for the things that you want, all right? So when you do that, when you start to shift your mindset and start thinking of things differently like that, okay, that's when you basically solidify your financial foundation so that you don't have to worry about going broke. Going broke is the last thing on your mind. What's on your mind is, how can I increase my cash flow? How can I increase my investments? And how can I better leverage the bank or better leverage other people's money so that I can build my legacy, so that I can build something that I can leave behind, so that I can build generational wealth, okay? So that I can buy more things that's going to pay me, all right? And then when you do, obviously we do all 4 of these things together, okay? That's just going to make everything so much better. That's just going to solidify everything for you financially, because you understand the system that you need to have in place in order to win so that you never go broke. Okay? So do y'all understand 1 through 4? Did this make sense? Was that a good breakdown of how to never go broke, of how to guarantee that you will always have money, how to guarantee that you will always be building a legacy, how to guarantee that you will always be building generational wealth. Let me know in the chat. Let me know if y'all got something from this. Double tap. Let's get it to 10,000 likes. Let's get it to 10,000 likes. If y'all learned something, if y'all got some value out of this lesson, because that's why I hop on these lives. That's why I do this. That's why I do this, y'all. If you got questions, put them in the Q&A box. I'm about to answer them for the last 10 minutes. I'm about to answer them for the last 10 minutes. If you need a screenshot, go ahead and get a screenshot. And then join our community or get my ebook at the link in the bio, y'all. My ebook is going to go over how to manage your money, how to save 5 figures fast, and how to invest to build wealth. Okay? It's going to give you the financial foundation, the playbook to becoming financially free. All right? That's what that book is about. So let's get to 10,000 likes, y'all. And then I'm going to answer some questions for the last 10 minutes. I'm glad y'all liked it. Yes, thank you. Join late, but learning a lot. Yes, good breakdown. Thanks. Yes, it was a great breakdown. Cool. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's get it to 10,000 likes, y'all. Where's my water? Need some water, y'all. Need some water. All right, let's get these questions. If you learned something, oh wow, I didn't know you could do polls. I didn't know you can do polls. Wow. Clearly state your question and what the default options represent. Cool. I'm about to do a poll, y'all. Hey, let me know if you got some value out of this. If you got some value, I need a smiley face. If you didn't get any value, I need the crying face. Okay. If you did get some value, tap this. If you didn't, tap this. I need to see something. I need to see how this works. This is crazy. I didn't even know you could do this. This is wild. I like that. All right, let's get it to 10,000 likes, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's get it to 10,000 likes. Yeah, I didn't even know you can do that. That's what's up. All right, so let me start answering some questions. Can you get a Roth IRA through Fidelity? Yes, you can. Fidelity is my second option. So if you don't like M1 Finance, I always recommend Fidelity second. That's my second option when it comes to investing into your Roth IRA. Now, the main difference between Fidelity and M1 Finance is M1 Finance allows you to automate your investments. Okay? All right, pretty. M1 Finance lets you automate your investments. Fidelity does not let you automate your investments. All right? It does not let you automate your investments. It lets you do what's called a auto transfer, but it will not invest for you. M1 Finance is going to do the whole thing for you. That way you can set it and forget it. All right? So if one of the things that I always say is the less emotions involved with your money, the more that you will have and the better off with money you will be. M1 Finance is the epitome of that. M1 Finance is going to allow you to invest without having to worry about the day-to-day, without having to manually do it. That way you'll be able to reach your goals faster, right? And actually be able to reach your goals. So that's the power of M1 Finance. That's why I like it the best. But my second option, of course, is Fidelity. I love Fidelity. I hope that answered your question. Thoughts on business credit? Business credit is phenomenal. Okay. That's just another way to leverage the bank's money. Okay. Versus yours, especially if you're profitable. Okay. If you are a profitable business credit is going to do wonders for you, right? It's free money. That's what it is. It's just free money, right? It's money that's going to let you double your business, triple your business, quadruple your business. That's what business credit is going to do. All right. But yeah, business credit is great if you know how to use it. And you can set it up properly to do that. Is American Express a good high yield savings? Yes. So they offer one of the highest. The average right now for high yield savings accounts is 0.5% interest. That's not much, but it's definitely a good savings account that you can put your money into just to earn higher interest than what's at the bank. I like American Express. I like Marcus by Goldman Sachs. I like Ally Bank, and I like SoFi. SoFi has the highest. SoFi is at 1% right now. That's the highest that I've seen, unless you staking stable coins, or I think T-Mobile has a high yield savings account if you have a T-Mobile carrier plan, like cell phone plan. But yeah, American Express is good. Thoughts on zero balance transfers to get out of debt? Yeah, so zero balance transfers are great ways to not have to pay interest on debt on credit cards. If you have a plan, if you know how you're gonna get out of that and how to pay that off within the time limit of those of that zero balance promotion, because usually they're like 12 months, 15 months, 18 months, something like that. If you have a plan on how you're gonna be able to pay that down and get out of it, that way you can take advantage of that zero interest. That's phenomenal. So, I highly recommend that if you having trouble getting out of debt, or if you want to get out of debt quicker without worrying about the interest. Definitely zero balance transfers. Good question. Good question. All right, let's answer some of these older ones. Where do I get an IRA? So you can get it from multiple ways. I talked about M1 Finance. I talk about Fidelity. Those are my two favorites. M1 Finance, again, is going to automate your investing. Fidelity is not, but it's still great. It's still a great place to invest. Still a great place to invest. I already answered that question about American Express. Can I repeat number 2? So number 2 is start with a simple plan to save and invest at least 10 to 50% of your income. So what I meant by that, what I mean by automate, so let me answer that real quick. So what I mean by automate is, instead of you manually having to go in and invest, so with Fidelity, they'll transfer the money in, but every month you're going to have to go in and invest that money. So you're going to have to actually buy and click the buttons to buy whatever you want to buy, right? Whatever ETF, whatever stock, whatever you want to invest in. You have to manually do that. The reason I don't like that is because we're emotional creatures. The more emotions that we have involved with our money, the less money that we have, and the worse off that we're going to be with our money, because we let emotions get involved. How many of us have ever, stopped paying for something, or stopped saving, or reaching, trying to reach our financial goals because something popped up, a birthday, or, something like an anniversary, or a trip came up, or you just was feeling bad one day, so you went and got something and splurged and bought some stuff online, right? How many of us been in that position? How many of us been in that position? Okay. What I don't want to happen is for you to be manually investing and having to deal with that day-to-day emotions of everything that goes on in our day-to-day. Because the more that you can automate it, the more that it can happen automatically without you having to manually do it, the better off that it's going to be in the long run for you. The more money that you're going to make in the long run. All right. So that's why I say automate. Okay. And when you automate your investing, it's important because, when you're investing, the longer that you invest, the more consistent that you are at investing every single month or every week or whenever you invest. Okay. The more that you'll be able to take advantage of compound interest, especially when you invest inside of a Roth IRA. So that's the main thing. That's the key. That's the key. When it comes to saving, though, what I said was you should have at least 6 to 12 months of expenses saved. And the reason you want to have that is for today, so that you can be present, so that you can have more options, get access to more opportunities, and be liquid. Liquidity is going to give us liquidity is going to allow us to stick around and persevere for the longest. Liquidity is going to give us longevity. The key to success is liquidity, right? When you hear about companies like Amazon and Apple buying up these big major companies, right? Like Amazon bought MGM Studios, this big movie production studio, right? They bought it for like $8.5 billion. Why were they able to buy that? Because they had liquid assets, liquid money on the side to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. Okay, the same thing needs to happen with us. What these big, rich, billion-dollar businesses are doing, trillion-dollar businesses are doing, we need to, look at our finances and start doing the same thing, so that when these opportunities arrive, when stuff pops up, when emergencies happen, we're not panicking. Okay, we can prosper. Instead of panicking, we can prosper. Okay, we can take advantage of those opportunities. So that's the main thing. We need to save so that we can have money for today, and then we need to invest so that we can have access to money in the future without touching, any money that we need in the present. I hope that makes sense. So that's number 2. Y'all. Fidelity account 529 for my 7-year-old invest. So the 529 is for college. The 529 is for an education plan, whether they want to go to college, or I believe you can do trade school as well. So if you believe your child is going to want to go to college or is going to college, then yes. If you don't believe that they're going to college and you don't believe that they're going to, go to, like a trade school or anything like that, then no, you should just open up a regular custodial account and invest for them there. Okay, because 529, you only going to be able to use that money for education only. Anything else is going to be a tax hit, and you're going to get taxed at your income. You're going to get taxed at your income. What are some good beginner crypto to invest in? I always talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum as a basic, like, it's just like, for me, Bitcoin and Ethereum is just like the S&P 500 and Apple, right? That's probably not a good example. So Bitcoin and Ethereum is like Apple and Microsoft, or Apple and Microsoft, or Apple and Google. Okay, they've been around for the longest. They're the big dogs. They doing everything inside the crypto space right now. Everybody looks at Bitcoin and Ethereum as the head honchos of the crypto space. So I always begin there when it comes to crypto, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Did I touch on side hustles? So I touched on side hustles a little bit in the first part when it comes to always making money. There's plenty of side hustles out there. So and literally, like, a side hustle can be anything. Like, you can make money from anything, honestly. You can make money from making TikToks. You can make TikToks for businesses and make money. You can record videos for people. You can edit videos for people. You can write or edit papers for people. It's so many things that you can do that people don't want to do that you can get paid for. Like, anything can be a side. You can fold clothes for people. You can wash people's clothes, right? You can, like, it's so many things out there that you can do. You can, like, if you're good at something, when it comes to starting a side hustle for me, right? Whatever you good at, that's where you need to start first. Let's say you good at, I don't know. Let's say there's a specific skill that you're good at. Okay. And let's say you do it for your job, right? What you can do is you can get real good at that. And then you can teach people, or basically train people, instead of training them on the job, instead of training them, how to do it for the job that you work at. You can train them on, to work with you, to create your own business doing whatever you're good at. So that could be plumbing. So if you're a plumber, but you work, for a plumbing company, you can learn how to plumb. You can be a plumber. You can go teach somebody how to be a plumber and say, hey, man, I'm going to start my own business. Or you can just start, eventually just go out and do your own business, plumbing, and make your money that way. So like I said, there's a bunch of different things out there. DoorDash, Lyft, Instacart. There's a whole bunch of different things out there. The best ways to get out of credit card debt is to stop spending. Stop. How do I say this? Stop using your credit card. Okay? Stop using your credit card. Now, I know I talk about the credit card being like a basic part of your money management system. Okay? But if you're in credit card debt, you got to handle one thing before the other. Okay? You got to learn how to actually use the credit card. All right, instead of abusing the credit card. You got to learn how to use the credit card instead of abusing the credit card. So learn how to stop abusing it first, pay it off, okay? You need to sit down and create a plan for yourself. How much do you make? How much you can afford to put towards your debt, and pay that off as soon as you can. Because credit card debt is the highest interest debt that's out there that's working against you. So we talk about inflation. We're not even talking about the credit card inflation, the credit card interest rates, where if you have a balance on your credit card, you paying 30%. 30% of 5,000 is, what's that? $150. Time out. That's not $150. That's $1,500. Okay. So that's $1,500 a year that you're accruing on your $5,000 credit card basically every year. All right. So we need to get rid of that. We can't have that around. We can't be accruing $1,500 per year in debt. That's the wrong way to go. That's working against us. And on top of that, inflation is working against us. And, having that credit card debt is just going to hold us back from being able to do everything that we need to do financially to get on the right path. So definitely pay off the credit card. Like I said, some of the best ways is to have a side hustle, create a side hustle, and, start using that money to pay it down. Start working overtime at your job, create a budget, and find different, most people can find $50 to $100 in their budget easily, right? Find $50 to $100 in your budget, pay down your debt as quickly as possible. Let's see, can you transfer retirement accounts from a job to an IRA? Not a job that you're currently working at, but if you have an old job, yes. So if it's an old 401k or an old, account, then yes, you can transfer it to a Roth IRA or to your own individual retirement account. Yeah, they don't allow you to automate it. You can transfer, but you can't automate it. Best business bank account, in my opinion, for me is Chase. I use Chase Business Bank Account. And Novo. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Novo, but Novo is pretty interesting. I'm thinking about opening up a business account with them because of their invoicing feature and integration features and stuff like that. So check out those. I would say to begin with, check out Chase and Novo. Those are my two favorites right now. How do you start at 15? So at 15, if you're working, that's one of the first things that you can do. All right, you can be working, you can be making money somehow. Okay, because more than likely at 15, you probably don't have any bills or anything like that. You're living with your parents. This is the time that you need to stack. This is the time that you need to take advantage of your situation. Do not go out and just spend money and go crazy and, all that type of stuff. This is the time that you stack. And if you can, you have your parents open up an investment account for you. And all your money, I kid you not, all your money, just put it into an investment account and invest monthly into a S&P 500 account. And you're going to thank me later. Even if you just do $100 per month and you do that for the rest of your life and you do that for the rest of your life and do nothing else, by the time you retire, you're going to have a nice penny. You're going to have a nice retirement from just putting $100 per month starting at 15. I don't think people understand that. $100 per month starting at 15, that's more than $1 million. All right, I can tell you that right now. So if you do that, you're going to be good. Okay. Secondly, what I would do, well, actually third, because you got to be making money. So start making some money. Okay. Open that investment account. Save all your money there. Third, what I would do is if your parents have, or, another family member that has good credit, great credit, I'm talking 700 or above, ask them to put you as an authorized user so that you can start building your credit. Okay. That's going to be clutch for you. So by the time you turn 18, you will have 3 years of good credit profile already. You probably going to start off with a 700 credit score to start off with. So you won't have to go through everything that everybody else goes through when they don't have a credit profile when they turn 18. So that's number 3. Number 4, what I would do is I would start reading books on money. I would start reading books on personal development, right? How to better myself and all that type of stuff. Some of the books that I recommend is how to make friends and influence people. That's my all-time favorite book on like, how to be a leader and how to be a good friend and relationships and stuff like that. How to win friends and influence people. That's the first book. Book number 2 is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Book number 3 is The Compound Effect. Okay, I got all these books listed inside my community. So if you want to join our community, you want to ask me more questions there, make sure you join. But those are the first 4 things that I would do. I would start making money immediately. I would invest immediately. I would be put on as an authorized user on somebody with good credit immediately. And I would start reading those 3 books. Okay, right there. That's going to give you the blueprint to succeed immediately. And I'm telling you, that's going to change your life. Come back. Let me know how things go when you turn 18. Let's see if we got anything else. Nah, that's it. We answered all the questions, y'all. We answered all the questions. Let's get this thing. Can we get it to 11,000 likes? Let's stretch it. Let's get it to 11,000 likes. 10,000 was my goal. We reached that. So let's blow that out of the park. Let's get 11,000 likes, y'all. Double tap for me, please. I appreciate y'all so much. We have a class coming up inside of our group. It's going to be a real good class, how to make extra income every week. So if you want to join that, make sure you join our community. It's only for our members. It's only for members inside of our community. So to get access to it, you got to be a member of our community, the Money Mindset League. Okay. Number 2, if you want to get my ebook, you want to learn how to become financially free, how to set up your system so that you can manage your money, better manage your money, save 5 figures, and invest to build wealth. You can get that at the link in the bio, $15 versus $27 after this live. And if you want to catch this live, or if you missed it, you came in at the end, this is going to be recorded, and you can get it on my YouTube, okay, which can be found in my bio. So if you go to my bio, you tap on the Instagram or YouTube button, you'll be able to go straight to my YouTube, subscribe, and when this video comes out, you'll be able to see the whole thing. All right, so that's pretty much it, y'all. I answered all the questions. I'm glad that y'all was able to attend. Well, this is Financially Lit Fridays. We do this every single Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We talk about money. I give you tips. I give you education, and I give you free coaching. And you're able to get my ebook for half off. This is what we do. So make sure you follow me if you don't already. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on here on TikTok. And remember, y'all, believe in yourself, invest in yourself, and most importantly, love yourself. Peace, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend.